we were discussing about the statistic, sample and population. Whatever we are going to calculate using the sample, those are called statistics. And if I am using the population, means entire data, those are called parameters. In the real world, it's not possible to collect all the data. So whatever, it is not possible to calculate the parameters. What does it mean? We will explore more and more going forward. When I cannot collect the data, why those exist, right? All those things we are going to answer, but for the time being, just keep it as even I calculate, even if I am having the data, if I am able to calculate, so those are going to be constants. Is that clear? And who knows the parameters? Nobody knows, only God only knows. So the entire story revolves around this only in the entire data science. In the real world, you never know the parameters. We want to try to calculate those parameters. For example, tomorrow what is going to happen? Who knows? Nobody knows. Right? Only God knows if He exists. So our job is to, all the business is happening only based on that only, right? If you know what is going to happen tomorrow, really do you join the data science course? Not required. If you know that tomorrow, after completion of this course, you are not going to get a job in the data science, you are not going to join the classes. As simple as that. So the business is what? Tomorrow we don't know what is going to happen. So the parameters we don't know. So that's why all these data science, everything is related to understand what is my parameters are going to be. All are clear? By using what? By using the sample data collected. So that's only the story, that is the crux of the entire data science. We never know in real world what are the parameters. We want to understand those parameters using some theory. Whatever the theory or science. Okay? Yeah. So if I am able to calculate the parameter, those are the constants. But anyway, the theoretically exist the parameters, not practical. That's what I want to say. Okay. Statistics are variables. So how we are going to calculate the parameters? We use the descriptive statistics, and using those descriptive statistics, I'm going to learn some additional steps. By using those additional steps, I'm going to calculate the parameters. I developed whatever the addition I developed here in this Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, what I have done, I developed the DS related theory and some additional steps also said. Those steps also are included in that Excel sheet. So what is going to happen? I give this data, let's say I'm giving this 100 data point. Only I'm having this data, right? Copy. Pasted. Now come back here. Look at this interval. Look at this interval, guys. This interval, does this interval containing my population value or not? Yes or no? So that template, in that template, I included the additional steps and whatever the data science, descriptive statistics demand. All are with me? So we are going to learn what are those additional steps, what is the related science we are going to learn as a part of the module 1. All are clear? So let's not worry about for the time being what are those additional steps. You are going to learn this. All right? Okay. So now if you take some other data, let's say I'm taking this data. My job is to what? My job is to understand or predict this value, right? So now this time I'm taking this data. I'm taking the B data, not A data. So let me change that. What is happening? Still, this unknown value is part of the interval or not? All are getting or not? Friends, is it looking like a Greek and Latin, or you are able to get the concept at least? So you take this data also, it doesn't matter. Is this interval containing this step I incorporated here? We are going to learn in detail what are those additional steps in the future. Let's not worry about that. Okay? By using those additional steps, if I apply those additional steps on this sample data, I can calculate this. That's what I'm saying. Let me delete this. I don't need the minimum. Yeah. So you can take this data also. It doesn't matter. Add this data. If I take this data, the data collected by the person B, just if I copy here, I'm getting some interval. Does that interval contain my population value or not? I mean the mean value or not? My job is to what? I'm not interested in the sample values, right? I'm interested always in the population parameters. Remember, all the data science, all about understanding the population parameters only, which we don't know. Please make a note of that. Inferential statistics. Inferential statistics, all about understanding. Understanding means here calculating or whatever you want to do with. Understanding population parameters. All clear? So all the theories are available to understand different parameters. One of those parameters is a mean. Like that, there are some other parameters. Let's not worry about those parameters for the time. We are going to explore one by one in detail. Okay? So this what about it? So what I'm trying to say is, what is the summary? There are some sample data I'm going to collect. This sample data is a representative of my population. Using this sample data, I'm going to calculate some statistics. Using those statistics and the sample data, I'm going to calculate what? Parameters. Parameters are related to what? Population, right? You guys are getting or not? Online guys, you guys are clear what I'm saying? Multiple samples are like this, but just I want to bring the idea of sample, whatever the statistics are going to, we are going to calculate. Those are the variables. So for that reason, I kept different samples. Let's say in the real world, you are going to have only one sample. Let's say like this. Let's say I'm taking the P. It doesn't matter. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this data. I copied here. I think I copied already. These are the things I got it. So what is the cutoff I can give? Lower value? Safer side, na? All are with me or not, guys? So I can give the 166 as a lower value as a cutoff. So here I'll go and keep 166. How much is that? 166. If I give this 166 centimeters as a cutoff, let's verify. Let's verify whatever the criteria we are having. What is the criteria we kept? At least 50% of the people in population should eligible. Actually, I don't know the population. I have not used the population to calculate, right? I used only the sample. Let us verify here in this population about more than 50% people are eligible or not. Let's do that. I'm taking this data, which I don't know actually. You guys are getting? But let us verify our theory is working or not. So greater than 166, how many people are there? Look at this, how many people are there? If I keep the cursor on that, you'll come to know here. Around 13,000 odd. All are with me? 13,000 odd means what? Above 50%? So above 50% of the people are eligible. You guys are getting it or not? Make sense? So this is how a data scientist is going to solve the problems. The question is, what are the different theories are available to calculate this value, right? This is the software. So we are going to use Excel as well as this software to the larger extent for the first 2 months. Okay? So now let's do that. Whatever I've done here, I've taken this data, right? Okay. Now, look at this, 166.84, 173.61. Is it matching with my calculation? Almost. All are with me? All are with me, guys? So is there anything to teach in the software? Just you need to copy and go and click it. You will get the answer. All are clear? So there are some softwares like this, Tableau, ClickView, the softwares. There nothing is there to teach. But you need to know how these values arrived, right? That is a science you need to learn. What is the interpretation of these numbers? That's what you need to learn. So that is a data science you need to learn. Learning R and Python is not going to solve the problem. All are with me? All are with me, guys? So to solve this problem, once you know the theory, I can use, if I'm having a Minitab, I'll use the Minitab. If I'm having Excel, I'll use the Excel. If I'm having some other software, I'll use that. But what is the theory behind it? What is the science behind it? You need to learn. All clear? All clear, guys? So that is what is our focus throughout the course. How can we know 160 value from the sample? Because we are considering the population, not possible to collect. In the real world, in the real world, what is going to happen? I'm going to have these numbers. These are possible, right? So I'll take the lower value as a cutoff, that's all. But in the real world, can I compare these values with this in the real world? No. So I've done, whenever I calculate this, always the population value is going to fall between those intervals. So my theory is saying that anyway the population value is going to fall in between those two values. Yes or no? If you eat rice and all, you get the digestion, right? The food, whatever you are going to take intake. How do you know? How do you know? You learned? Have you studied the science related to it? You are believing it, right? How you are believing it? Because you have done multiple times. What is the difference between the science and arts? What is the difference? What is the science? What is the arts? Huh? You guys are engineers, right? Most of them. What is the science? Science can be reproducible. Art cannot be. For example, I am drawing a picture. Can I draw the picture the second time same way? Not. I cannot reproducible. I cannot repeat it. Science can be repeated. So whatever repeated things are happening, can I call that as a science? Huh? Yes. Whatever I'm able to repeat, that's a science. Maybe, do I know the laws related to that science or not? That is a different story. So now, here I have done this multiple times, so I can observe that whatever the sample you are collecting, by applying whatever the theory, this is a part of that interval? Yes or no? That's what I observed, right? I've taken the 3 different data samples, I verified it. Even if you do the 4th one also, that's what is going to happen. You guys are getting or not? That's why, what is my belief? Anyway, that interval is going to contain my population value or not? You guys are getting? Every time we can get population, we are going to generate population. We are not going to do that. Just I generated to convince you. This column we are not going to have in the real world. So when I'm not going to have this in the real world, I don't have a choice to compare also. But what is my theory suggesting? Whatever the value I calculated using the sample, that is going to contain my population value or not. That's what I'm going to believe and take it forward. That's all. Collect the data. And he has to apply some mathematics and statistics to solve the problems. That's what is the crux of the story. Okay. In this, there are different roles in the industry. What are those different roles? Let's try to understand that as well. There are something called data engineers. Let me explain. Before that, there are some data. Okay. This data if I write a book, I'll write like this. One is the data management. Another is the data science. What is the data management? Now I'm having the data at different places. Like this. Okay. What is the data management? What is, according to my definition, not any industry definition, my definition. I'm going to do a lot of my definitions so that brings a lot of clarity on the subject. In the interview, you should not use my definition. All are getting what I'm saying? Okay. But that brings a lot of clarity. That's more important, right? Because you guys are not going to write an exam. Right? So you can use that. Yeah. So what is the data management? There are different places, different data sets are available, or the data is there in different servers. So what is the data management person role? He is going to use some software and pull different columns from this table and from this table, and he is going to put it in one table. All are with me? One table. So to do this job, he may use some Oracle, some ETL tools, some Hadoop, whatever, so and so. You guys are getting? There's a data management. So this skill set is already available in the market, right? People can write beautiful queries and all. Now what is the data science? Data science person going to take this table here, and he is going to apply required mathematics and statistics to solve the problem. How he is going to solve the problem? You guys have seen, right? Like 166 number we arrayed. This data, maybe in one table the height data is there, or weight data, age data, everything is there. But what I am interested in, only height related, I take the data. After taking the data, I am going to apply required mathematics and statistics, and I am going to solve the problem as a data scientist. All are with me? So data science is more about mathematics and statistics. This is clear. So here also, whatever the template I created, I used some mathematics inside of this template. So we are going to learn that mathematics, so don't worry about it for the time. Clear? Yeah. Now, in the industry, there are different roles. One is called data engineer, data analyst, and data scientist. Data engineer, data analyst, and data scientist. There are different roles. So let me take one example so that you understand what I'm going to say. Let's say there is a hospital. In that hospital, you see compounder. I don't know whether the spelling is right or wrong. And some junior doctor, some senior doctor. Okay, some junior doctor, some senior doctor. What is this compounder? What he knows? If a senior doctor wants to do some operation, he keeps the things ready. He keeps the operation theater ready or not? So he's going to bring the scissors, syringe, whatever, saline bottles, all those things, he keeps it ready. So here, this job, the data collection job, done by the data engineer, which is nothing but the compounder. All are clear? Okay. Now, this is a junior doctor. Junior doctor, he goes and verifies before the operation, before the senior doctor entering into the operation theater. The junior doctor is going to verify again all the things are as per, things are ready or not. And moreover, he knows a little bit of how to do the operation also, right? You guys are getting it. So he is going to assist the senior doctor. He's going to assist, right? For example, some stitches he is doing. Definitely the junior doctor is going to help. All are with me? So what I'm saying is, the senior doctor, the junior doctor is going to assist senior doctor as well. Clear? But he knows a little bit more about the science related to body. Junior doctors knows more than the compounder. Means what? Here science is nothing but the mathematics and statistics. All are with me? All are with me? So junior doctors knows more mathematics and statistics compared to the compounder. Clear? What about the senior doctor? Senior doctor job is more about doing the job, right? So this course is all about this one. Not, of course, we are going to cover this, but majority of the time we are going to spend on this. So someone wants to retrieve the data, we are not going to do the job. All are with me? We are not going to write any SQL queries. If you want to do that, please learn the SQL or whatever it is on your own. It will not take. So what kind of SQL thing I need to learn, or Oracle, whatever? Only joins. There is a concept called joins. Please learn that. That's good enough. All are with me? All are with me, guys? One second. Now, what I'm trying to say is, the senior doctor is going to spend a lot of time on learning the science related to the data science. So he's going to have more knowledge on the mathematics and statistics. So this course is about this. Okay. Now, this person is also called as a data scientist. Data scientist, who is that person? He's having knowledge about this as well as little bit of experience on this. Data engineer is what? Knows more about this and less about this. Who is the data scientist? He knows more about this and he is really not bothered about this. But in the real world, sometimes data scientist himself has to do all these three tasks. For example, if you are joining a small company, what is going to happen? They are not going to have these three different rules, right? When you are joining a startup company, they are not going to have these three different rules. Can you please tell why we'll need SQL data collection or data analysis? Okay. But let me complete this. I'll come back to your question afterwards. What I'm saying is, data scientist is more about applications of mathematics and statistics, and data analyst little bit of mathematics and statistics, more about verifying these things. All are with me? And data engineer, what? He also understands a little bit of data science. He understands, a little bit of science related to the body, right? Yes, sir, no, guys. Yes. So data engineer also knows a little bit of the mathematics and statistics, but majority of work is this. Okay. So if you are joining a big company, maybe the data engineer is a separate group and data analyst is also another group. Data scientist is another group. For example, if you are joining a TCS kind of company, definitely database team is separately available. Right? It is applicable for any programmer. For example, Java, you are a Java developer. If you are joining a small company, they expect the database knowledge also. Yes or no? So some of the things are going to be here also, people expect the type of the company. If you're joining a big company, no need to know the SQL and all because people are going to provide the data. But if you're joining a small company, they expect this. But let me tell you one more important thing. If you're a fresher, okay, they expect more this kind of experience. So you need to know SQL as well as little bit of data science also. If you're a fresher kind of thing. Fresher in the sense 0, 1, 2, 3 years of experience. But if you have more than 3 years of experience, they expect more this knowledge. But our course is going to focus more and as well as this also. All are with me? Clear, guys? Okay. Now, SQL, why I need it? For the data collection. I need to create this table, right? For that purpose, I need the SQL also or Oracle. It can be anything. Finally, what I want, what data science is required? I need some table to solve a problem, right? So for that purpose, we expect a data scientist also knows the SQL or understand the SQL. Let me put it that way. If you're joining a small company, if you are into a big company, no need to know because some separate team is available. Now, how the Hadoop is going to be useful? Hadoop is going to fall here. This is also data processing engine. If you are having a huge chunk of data, then I need the Hadoop. All are clear? So here, what are the things? What are the mathematics and statistics related tools? One is R, second is a Python, Excel also, why not? You guys are understanding? And we are going to use something called Minitab also. There are so many other tools are available, like what is that? Tableau. What is that spelling? Whatever. Tableau, I believe. And sixth, ClickView. No, ClickView or Q, I believe, right? Yeah. Q, I believe. ClickView. So there are different softwares available and other software like Weka. If you are a Java developer, prefer Weka because Weka is more Java related coding. Doesn't matter, I am telling you. Once you know the science part of it, how to do that calculation, if you know, you can use any software to do the job, right? Makes sense or not? So our focus is not majorly on the tools, our focus in what is the science related to solve a problem. Make sense? Because these can be learned on your own. It will come over a period of time. Nothing to worry. For example, R. Okay? If you take R, there are different packages are available. Each package is going to contain different functions. Let's say package 1 and package 2. I want to add numbers in the data. I want to find out what? Sum of all the numbers. So, sum of all the numbers, if I know with the, how to add the numbers with a paper pen, if it is very small in number, I can use the paper pen. I don't need any software also. You guys are understanding? But if 1 lakh numbers are there, 1 lakh number of numbers are there, then adding with the paper pen doesn't make any sense, right? Even a calculator also doesn't make any sense, right? I need some software. In software, the sum function is available. I need to know how to use that sum function, that's all. All are clear? So to learn that sum function, well, how much time I am going to invest? Very less. Similarly, in R also, there are certain packages. That package is going to contain a sum function. You need to. What are the key skill set for a data scientist? One, mathematics and statistics. 2, some kind of programming also. 3, some domain knowledge also to solve a problem. Why I need the domain knowledge? Let me explain that. Knowledge, LDG. And here you can use R, Python, Now the question may be, people may ask, do I need to learn R or Python? Based on the company. Let me give that example also, so that you understand what is your focus should be. For example, if you are working for a product development company like a Microsoft, okay, they choose what is the software they need to use as a part of that product. First they say, yeah, going forward in my product I am going to use Python. So they prefer Python. But if you're working for a service-based company, it is a problem specific. They may ask, tell me what is the height I keep. Does it really matter whether I use the Excel or Minitab or Python? It doesn't matter, right? Finally, what I need to give? Only one number, 160. 1. Matrices. 2. Probability. 3. Calculus. Why the matrices? Why the matrices? Your data. Data is nothing but what? Rows and columns. Matrices also rows and columns. Matrices are which you learn in your schooling. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are square matrix, right? Rows and columns. So that's why I need to know a very good amount of matrices. Similarly, probability also, because I want to take the decisions. My decision may go wrong or right. Going the decision right or wrong based on what? Probability only. For example, if you want to cross a road, you calculate the probability of reaching safely other side of the road? Yes or no? Yes. If that probability is less, are you going to cross the road? So knowingly, unknowingly, every person calculate the probability. Our mind, what is going to do? It calculates the probability every time. For example, if you want to marry a girl, calculation of probability. Everything is a probability. All are with me? So that's why probability is very, very important. And calculus also. So if you master these 3 topics, rest of the data science is a cakewalk.